Hello, this is Riding with Ree. So today's vlog is Duke and I's dressage competition, and I knew I had to film this intro now because it's Saturday and the prep starts now and I want to do it chronologically, but you have caught me having a little bit of a moment. So I am so grateful for Duke, and I am so grateful for his wonderful owners and the opportunity to compete him, and I'm very excited about tomorrow. I'm more excited than I am nervous, which is great. But, I was trying on my show gear this morning just to check that it all fit and had everything I needed. And I just had a moment, you know, where, like, I'm so excited to be taking Duke. But I really wish that I was taking Woody instead. And I know this is really silly, and I know some people, you know, they can switch from horse to horse and it's not a big deal, and it isn't in the grand scheme of things. I'm just having a moment, but yeah, I'm so sad that we're not doing it. You know, I was looking back at all of our memories from last summer, and we were just having such a good time. But I don't want this to be a crying vlog. This is not what this is. God, Rhiannon's crying again. That should be my new USP. But yeah, it's going to be a wonderful vlog, but I'm just lots of like mixed emotions, which I'm sure if you've ever rehabbed a horse or you're going through a similar thing. I think someone commented on my last video about having two horses in very different scenarios, and I think this is very much that. So anyway, we are at Woody's yard. I'm going to go and check on him, hang out with him for a little bit. I also need to pick up some of my plaiting stuff because I'm going to go to Duke's yard, try on the new bridle, ride him, and do a little bit of some prep, and then plait him, just plait down before tomorrow, and then I need to go and pick up the lorry today. So that's happening. Just wanted to fill you in on the general vibes. I promise it will be more, it will get happier from here. The graph will go up. I don't want to fake it. Like, I don't want to fake how I feel. So that's where we are. Let's go and see Woody. Angel. He just came in and had a massive cry, off camera obviously, and he was just like being very cute. He was like, don't cry, don't cry, we don't cry in this house. He's so adorable. I love him so much. He's so special. He really is so special. He's very emotionally astute. A special boy. Woody and I did our 8-minute walk, which is why I have my hat on. And now I'm just giving him a quick brush and a kiss and a cuddle, obviously, before heading over to Duke. I think I'm just feeling a little bit emotional because the check-in is so close and I haven't competed since last year when it was Woody and I. So I think it's all just feeling a little bit intense, but look how cute he's being. Honestly, he is such a sweetie. The man of the hour, Dukey. How you doing? Feeling like a winner? Good boy. Right, I've got the new bridle and I just need to switch over the bit onto this one, and then I will show you when it's on Duke and you can see it properly because it is very dark in here. I appreciate, so I shall come back. Duke is all tacked up and we're just going to go and practice in the outdoor, our warm-up, and then move into the indoor and do a couple of movements from the test. I didn't film any of the tacking up because I was chatting to another livery, but that's the plan today. Try out the new bridle and then that's it then, just prepping for tomorrow. So I'm not going to film this bit because I need my phone on me to check the time, but I will see you after the ride. Before I ride, I want to take you through some of the tack changes that I've made to Duke with his owners. So in dressage, you're only allowed certain types of tack, and after last week, we started investigating what Duke might be more comfortable in. So firstly, we changed him into a snaffle with a lozenge, and then we've also now got him in the Shires Velociti Rapider Dressage Bridle, which has kindly been provided by Shires. This is the exact same bridle that I use on Woody and have used for over a year on Woody, and I love it because
It combines a traditional bridle shape, the cavesson noseband, and the traditional kind of dressage bridle, but it has ergonomic features that are designed to distribute pressure and avoid sensitive facial nerves. So the Freedom Fit headpiece relieves pressure thanks to the wide cushioned crown. The soft leather and the anti-shock padding on the headpiece, browband and noseband are all designed to distribute pressure. And it's $74.99 on the Shires website, which is really well priced versus some of the other bridles in the market. As I said, I've had Woodies for over a year and the leather has lasted really well. There's some beautiful details and I think it looks like a really luxury bridle, and I know that it's also doing its job of distributing pressure. So I just wanted to show you.
We've just finished. I am really happy with that. It was really windy outside and it was getting dark. There was a horse turned out in the field next to us, lots of distractions. And he did well. I think we probably need a little bit longer than that on the day. That was about 15 minutes. But came in here, did the test. Contact was relatively consistent. Walk on. Deflection was really nice. If we did it like that on the day, I think I'd be happy, you know. Really pleased with him. Yeah, that was good. Right, now we've got to pick up the lorry, bath, and plait down. Right, Duke is untacked and I'm just getting in my car to go and get the lorry before it gets too dark. And this is how you know I'm trying my best to do Get On With It Club, because remember last summer, some of you remember, I did that whole video about driving a lorry for the first time empty, and I'm just about to go and pick one up and just be like, just get on with it, you know how to drive, you're fine. But yeah. Right, I'm in the lorry. I'm gonna take a few minutes. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna take a few minutes and then I'm gonna drive back to the yard. Woo! I did it! I just drove the lorry to the yard in the dark.
Well, with that over and done with, the only thing left to do was bath and plait Duke. My plan was to bath him but not do his mane because I figured it might be too clean to plait if I do it now. So I started bathing him, then I was going to plait whilst he was drying, and we are super lucky at this yard to have a hot water tap. I have never been at a yard with a hot water tap in my life. This is like the most exciting thing ever, and the fact that we have a solarium. So I did bath Duke. I literally was just putting the shampoo straight on a body brush and then scrubbing around his body. Okay, Duke and I have done an uber quick bath, and now he's going to have a little dry under the solarium, and I'm just going to plait down. So I'm not going to roll up, just plait down at the bottom and then go from there. So I started trying to plait, and to be honest, it was a disaster from beginning to end. Firstly, I'd forgotten my metal comb, which I used to separate the mane and make the plaits neat, so that was annoying. And then I realised that his mane was a little bit too dirty to plait dry. So I started trying and then immediately was like, no, this is a terrible idea. Went back, bathed his mane, and decided that I was just going to plait it wet using NAF Plait It Up, which is this kind of foamy stuff which gives you more grip on the reins if you have a mane that is quite clean. Take two, mane is wet, mane is bathed, and you can see that I've started to separate my sections here now. So I've just plaited down just to give me all the sections, and then in the morning I'll redo the plaits and roll them up, but this just makes sure that I don't have to do all of this bit now. It's D-Day. Just got in the car, it's about 6:10, but I spilt my tea everywhere, so I'm just at the garage grabbing a coffee, and then we should be on to Duke. Right, I've arrived at the yard. It is absolutely chucking it down. So just gonna get Duke out and do the plaiting and then go from there. Good morning, Dukey. If there is one thing that I am terrible at, it is a forelock plait. I can French plait myself backwards, but I cannot do a forelock plait on a horse. I am terrible at them, but I'm doing my best. I've got the NAF Plait It Up plaiting gel, foam, whatever it's called, that I've just put in his mane to give me a bit more grip, and then I'm going to give the forelock plait a go and then move on to the plaits down the side of his mane. Right, the plaits are done. They are not perfect, but they will do, won't they, Duke? Don't even look at the forelock plait, it's terrible, but I've done my best. We're all in. ready to go. Everything loaded up in the tack locker. Okay, we're just about to leave. I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but like good nerves, excited nerves. So yeah, we'll see you there if I don't forget to vlog. Okay, yeah, I feel like I'm not very good at vlogging when I'm nervous, but I did a little bit before the test and then I show you the whole test, but I didn't do any of the warm-up, etc., because I was just concentrating. So let's show you a little bit of that and then let's get into the test. It's showtime. So here we are walking into the test, and at this point in the day, I was feeling really proud of me and really proud of Duke. So we had gone into the warm-up quite early. My instructor recommended that we do that to give ourselves plenty of time, and I warmed up exactly like we had done in the lesson. So if you watched last week's vlog, the flexing to the left and the right, we did that. I put him on a diamond, we did that. I then put him on a circle, we did that. And he warmed up quite nicely. I think by the time we got here, he was a little bit sluggish. He had had a little nappy moment, only a tiny one in the warm-up, but by the time I got him here, I felt like he was almost done. So I found him a little bit behind the leg, but he has never seen boards before. I've never ridden him in the boards, and I've never actually ridden him in an arena quite this small. So I was just incredibly proud that he took this in his stride, because if you'd have spoke to me last week, I wouldn't have even been sure that we would have got around the test without him rearing up. So overall, as I'm going around the test, I think it's okay. The contact is a little inconsistent, and chatting with his owners afterwards, they have the dentist coming and the physio as well, because we think there is a little bit of tension there that is potentially, you know, we've changed the bridle, we've changed the bit, we think there's something else, he's got a different saddle, so those things are coming. But I was really quite pleased with the bend to the right. The bend to the left is a little stiffer, and I did find that moving him around in this smaller space was a little bit challenging. There's a yard up in the top left corner up here that he kept looking out at, and where the person filming, the viewpoint from where the person's filming was where everyone was standing to warm up, so he was looking over here a little bit. You can just see he's losing a little bit of concentration, but also remembering that this horse has never been to a competition before, never been in an arena like this before, never been in the boards. We've never worked in a space this small. I mean, talk about get on with it, club. We really did get on with it. If you'd have spoke to me last year about this, I would have booked the arena to hire out as a warm-up or as a training session with an instructor, and then I would have come here and done that, and then I would have practiced in the boards at home. I basically would have just done way more preparation than I have done today. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to see the whole of the test, or maybe you do. So perhaps I'll leave the rest of the test up. Oh, this is our free walk on a long rein, which was really bad. I was sad because we've been practicing this and it had gone really well in the practice, but you know, you can't have everything right in the warm-up, in the test, sorry, on the day. Now in a minute you're going to see where we get our lowest mark, and I'm kicking myself because it's completely my fault. So we are supposed to stop at C, so I'm stopping well early. I should have had my body where C is. We're supposed to stop for 6 seconds, which that definitely wasn't, and we got a 5 for that mark. And the reason I'm kicking myself is, you'll find out later, but where we were placed and first place, there was 1 mark between us. And I just think, oh, if I'd have done that movement a little bit better, then maybe we'd have come higher up. But that's not what this was about. This was about just getting him out and seeing how we can get on. And given how big he is, I was really pleased. So this is the final serpentine that you might remember from our training session. I was actually very, very pleased with this. I thought we stayed really soft, well, relatively soft throughout. I thought that turn was lovely. I thought they were nice and equal. And then we are just coming up to the last change of rein, which is double points. I don't know if we've gone past it yet, but there's a moment where his quarters, I think it's his quarters, leave the arena. So this is the final change of rein, and at this point, he's just a little wiggly. Can you see? That's how I felt throughout the whole test. It was just that he was wiggling a little bit. And on Duke sometimes, because he's so large, sometimes I can feel like I'm in a sort of pinball machine where it sort of bangs one way, then bangs the other. and then yeah, you sort of can't get it back. So a little bit wiggly, a little bit tense, but for a first time out, I was really pleased. We did have a square halt, but then he swung his quarters to the right in front of the judge, which was a bit annoying. But as you'll see, I was very, very pleased with him, and I was just grinning, absolutely grinning like a Cheshire cat. I was so, so, so proud of him. Jukey! We waited till we got home to give Duke a quick bath, and then popped him in his Thermotex and popped him away so he could relax for the rest of the day. And then I shall give you a quick debrief on the day. Okay, we are ending this vlog. We're ending this vlog where it started, in my car. Less tears. Duke came 6th in a class of 13, and there was one mark between us and first. I am so thrilled with him. He warmed up brilliantly. There was like 5 horses in the warm-up. He was really good in the test. There was some tension and he was looking a little bit, but like all stuff that we can work on. I'm just so proud of him. He's never been to a competition before, never been in the boards. I've never worked him in anywhere that small. I've never driven a lorry before. Like, so many firsts for us both. So for me, this is like, okay, if this is where we are now, where will we be in 2 months? I'm so proud of him. His owners were really proud. It's annoying because the only 5 that we got in the whole test was you have to halt at sea for 6 seconds, and they said it wasn't on the marker and it wasn't 6 seconds, and that is a complete rider error. So that's annoying, but they did say at the end of the test sheet, he's a lovely big horse, and once he gets a bit stronger and he's able to carry himself, he'll be really nice. And that, I think that's completely true of Duke. So I'm just thrilled. It was really nice to be out competing again, and really nice not to feel super nervous, because I feel like I worked on that a lot last year. So I'm at Woody's yard. I'm going to go and see Woody now, and give him some special time. But I hope that you enjoyed this week's vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to Shires for supplying Duke with his Shires Velociti dressage bridle. It is so beautiful and I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next Friday at 4 PM GMT. Bye for now.